Hey everyone, welcome back. Coming at you with another movie review, one that I watched earlier this year, but I kept holding off doing a review of it for some reason. It is Iron Man 3. Oh boy. Let's get into this. Alright, it was directed by Shane Black and produced by Kevin Feige, and the screenplay was written by Drew Pearce and Shane Black, and was based on Iron Man by Stan Lee, Larry Lieber, Don Heck, and Jack Kirby. And it's get down to the cast here. And it stars Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, Gwyneth Paltrow as Virginia Pepper Potts, Don Cheadle as Cole James Rodney Rhodes / Iron Patriot, Guy Pearce as Aldrich Killian, and Rebecca Hall as Dr. Maya Hansen, and Stephanie Stack as Ellen Bratt, and James Badgedale as Eric Savin, and John Favreau as Happy Hogan, and Ben Kingsley as Trevor Slattery, and Ty Simpkins as Harley, and Paul okay, never mind. So yeah, alright, let's get into it then. Alright. Tony Stark recalls a New Year's Eve party in 1999 with scientist Maya Hansen, inventor extremis, and experimental regenerative treatment intended to allow recovery from crippling injuries. Disabled scientist Aldrich Killian offers them a place in his company, Advanced Idea Mechanics, but Stark rejects the offer, humiliating Killian. Alright, so that's all I'm going to say about the plot for the time being. So basically the plot is very solid. In some ways it's better than its two predecessors, in some ways it's not. First, let's get into the pros in this movie. Of course, the effects were kick-ass as always, and the fight scenes were amazing. Alright, the actions are the same thing. Like I said, the fight scenes are amazing. The acting is what I meant to say before, is top-notch. Once again, like, I don't care how Iron Man is in the comics or in the animated series. As far as I'm concerned, Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man, and I know that most people will agree with me with that as well. I know from, I haven't actually read the comics or really like ever, but from what I understand, Iron Man is way more noble of a hero, basically a pretty generic hero in terms of personality-wise in the comics, but I love this Iron Man, and I would not have it any other way. I might still enjoy the comics if I read them, but I know I wouldn't like that Iron Man as much as I like this one, because this Iron Man is just so great. And from what I understand, I think this is supposed to be like the final movie in the series too. I could check on here really quickly. Hold on a sec. Okay, future. According to director Shane Black, Robert Downey Jr.'s contract with Marvel Studios, which expires after the release of Iron Man 3, may be extended in order for the actor to appear in the second Avengers film and at least one more Iron Man film. He said there has been a lot of discussion about it. Is it the last Iron Man for Robert Downey Jr.? Something tells me that it will not that will not be the case, and he will be seen in a fourth or fifth, well, 5 Iron Man films. That would really be something. But then again, I actually would kind of like that, because it would get me more in tune, hopefully, with some more of the some more of the classic Iron Man villains, since I never read the comics, as I said before. Alright, Marvel Studios presents Kevin Feige has said that the character of Tony Stark will continue to be featured in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, regardless of Downey's involvement. Downey has since said he is open to extending his contract, stating he feels there's a couple of other things we've got to do with his character. Feige said the character's next major appearance and storyline will be in the Avengers sequel, which was confirmed by writer-director Joss Whedon. So, and I kind of figured already that he would be in the Avengers too, because at the end of the film, there's a little line that says Tony Stark will return, and I figured that would be Avengers 2, because that's the next major superhero movie to be released for Marvel, I'm pretty sure, or at least with Iron Man, because I couldn't see them making a good Iron Man film within that short amount of time, since I believe the Avengers 2 is supposed to be released next year. Alright, so I'm just going to read the rest of this just for a little bit, though. In an April 2013 interview, Don Cheadle mentioned the possibility of James Rhodes appearing in Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and the Avengers sequel. Cheadle told Empire magazine that Iron Man 3 could be the final film in the series. The Doctor is always left open in these kinds of movies, especially when they do as well as they have done. I know there was talk of making sure we did this one right, and if it worked, it could be the last one. There's room for more to be done with these characters. There's room for more to be done with these characters. We're just going to a sweet spot with Tony and Rhodey. Anyways, Robert's really busy. He's just had a kid, and if he were to say I need a break for a second, I would not blame him. Actor Ty Simpkins has signed a 3-picture deal for Marvel Studios. On June 20th, 2013, Marvel announced that Downey had signed a 2-picture deal to appear in Marvel's The Avengers Age of Ultron and The Avengers 3. Okay. Marvel's The Avengers Age of Ultron. I'm going to click on that real quick. Never heard of that before. Age of Ultron is an upcoming American superhero film produced by Marvel Studios, and how it's team up the Avengers is intended to be a sequel to Marvel. Oh, so that's going to be the sequel? Why don't they just call it the Avengers 2? At least we knew there was going to be a sequel, obviously, because I believe that the villain of the sequel is supposed to be Thran, which I'm not too familiar with at all, but apparently he's like, in the Marvel Universe, his power's like above all the gods or something, so yeah, he is quite powerful, and they'll be awesome seeing him in action. And the Avengers 3, which is interesting. Then again, these superhero movies, for both Marvel or DC, generally tend to take at least 3 films. Usually, so, except for Batman, which has had so many fucking iterations, it's not even funny, but that's beside the point. Now, I'm going to read the bottom line of the plot synopsis here on Wikipedia, which is my first complaint, actually. In the post-credits scene... Okay, this isn't what I was talking about, but at the before the credits this happens, where you see Tony Stark throwing the, receiver or whatever it is for his Iron Man suit into the water. This is my first complaint. I don't know if he's capable of building a new one from scratch so easily, but it kind of left me thinking, shit, he just destroyed his powers. Maybe it's not, but for the time being, this is kind of a complaint of mine, or rather maybe just a nitpick, whatever. Now I'm going to read this line. In the post-credits scene set sometime after his operation, Stark is recounting his story to a now sleeping Dr. Bruce Banner. Woken up, Banner admits to falling asleep at the beginning of Stark's story. So basically, how I'm going to take this is that the story of this movie takes place after the story of the first Avengers movie, most likely. Alright, so yeah. And I thought that scene was pretty funny. But another complaint that I have is with the Mandarin. That's my biggest complaint. And this can go two ways for me, because it's both a complaint and a praise. And let me explain. As I've said before, I never read the Iron Man comics. So to me, the Mandarin was really good in terms of the way they portrayed him. Alright, I hear people complaining who are fans of the comics like he's so different in the comics. Well, first off, I have to say, nobody seems to be complaining about how Tony Stark is in the movie, even though supposedly he's way different in the comics. Alright, but that's not really a complaint of mine because I never read the comics. Alright. The thing I didn't like about the Mandarin in this film, though, was that it seemed very anticlimactic for me. I mean, first off, there was no build-up to... I mean, I guess you could kind of tell that he was the man, or at least that something was up. Not necessarily that he was the Mandarin, but at least that something was up. But there was really no build-up, I felt, to him being the Mandarin. And then when he is revealed to be the Mandarin, the fight is so fucking anticlimactic, it's not even funny. Like, really, I felt really let down by him for that reason in this film. Alright. And it left me wanting more from him, but overall, though, I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this film, though. It was really good. I'd say it's probably my favorite of the Iron Man films. I'm not kidding. I loved this film from top to bottom, although it did have its flaws, you know, especially towards the end there, where I was just left like, why? Did the writers just get bored writing it or something, or did they just get lazy or something? Because it really feels like lazy writing to me. So I'm going to give Iron Man 3 an 8 out of 10. Just a straight, flat 8 out of 10. Alright, it was really good, but there was definitely flaws in it that made me yearning for more. So yeah, anyways, overall, hope you enjoyed this review, guys. These after you guys, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.